Hey YouTubers, Dan here again. I'd just like to thank anyone who has listened to episodes 1 to 4 of the Saddam Hussein Madness Saga series, as well as generally visiting my channel. Thank you very much. Right, now if any of you had listened to my brief introduction video about this series, then you'll remember I mentioned that after episode 4, all of the episodes up until 36 that Mike and I recorded 10-11 years ago were not really suitable to upload to YouTube because, well, as I said, they weren't very good and unscripted, badly edited, and things like that. So instead, I will just briefly, very briefly, explain what happened after episode 4 and how the story links between this episode up to episode 37, which, by the way, it's being called episode 5 for obvious reasons on YouTube. Well, approximately 32 years on after the events of episode 4, Saddam Hussein is now the leader of Iraq and has taken over most of the entire world after invading the likes of the UK, USA, Italy, Spain, among many others. Which, by the way, we didn't actually do all those episodes, but there you go. He is still living with his ageing mother, Mrs. Hussein, who is well into her 90s. They live in a luxury palace in downtown Baghdad, along with his former high school teacher, Mr. Dodd, whom, well, he forced into working for him. Saddam previously had an assassin called Rocky working for him as well, until he killed himself as a sacrifice for Saddam to win a small war invasion. Saddam has now hired a new assassin and personal bodyguard to aid his quest in completely taking control of the world. So we now cross over to episode 5, The New Assassin, Vulcan Raven. Thanks for listening.
And the bees are flying in the trees. The sun's in the sky, just for you and I. The sky's perfect blue, no cloud could spoil the view. It's a sign from above that shows that we're in love.
Comrades, I have gathered you here to unveil a new secret weapon to make that defiant land of down under go under. His name is Vulcan Raven. He's one of the top-class Epsilon experts in the world. 6 foot 10.5, he hails from Alaska and can survive there almost naked in December. He spent Christmas Day in an igloo in a frozen lake. Vulcan, take the stand.
Greetings, comrades. I don't know what to say. I'm not much for words. I spent months in the Arctic winter, only speaking to polar bears and bogeymen. My only other company is hired assassins who are after my neck. Unfortunately, I have shot them dead before I could even talk to them. To demonstrate this, I have a gun aimed at one of you in the crowd, at random. One of you is now dead. That would be all. Over to you, worthy leader, and revered Saddam.
Okay, crowd, get back in your chain gang. If you thousands and thousands of people haven't left this town square by 30 seconds, I will be releasing a combination of CS gas and hounds. Vulcan, you seem very familiar. Have you got any reason for this?
Have you got a PlayStation?
I have thrown it in the attic with my Master System. The lid was kicked off.
Ever heard of Metal Gear Solid? I'm not made of polygons. I am as real as your menace upon millions of civilians. My worst enemy, even more so than your arch-enemy, Rupert Murdoch and his democracy of Australia, is Solid Snake, who I may have killed. Now Metal Gear Solid 2 won't be coming out on PlayStation 2.
Vulcan, I'd like you to meet the team. This is Mr. Dodd. Vulcan, meet Mr. Dodd.
Who the fuck are you? Hope you're not going to upstage my science, as my intelligence is going to make you look like a dickhead.
You better shut up, or I might get into one of my assassinating moods.
Now, boys. Be civil, I'm going to have to bang your heads together. Mr. Dodd used to be such a nice teacher. Never said the word fuck in your life. And after my brainwashing and lobotomies on you, you're more aggressive than a Rottweiler on steroids. So Vulcan, who is this Solid Snake?
Oh, just someone from a game. Don't let that concern you, Saddam. That's not what you are paying me for.
Who said we were paying you?
All I will say is, snakes don't belong in Alaska.